What's up, guys? Welcome back to another HERR Lounge podcast. We finally have Shawn on the podcast after 3 reschedules because Shawn can't get it together. Now, it was my fault last time because I told y'all about this situation. Can you put your mic next to you?
Which camera?
Yeah, bring it to that one right there.
Right here, okay. This one here?
Yeah.
I bet.
He's gonna look right into the camera and apologize, guys. It was Marisol's fault.
No, last week it was my fault because we have a parking situation on my street only. So I need parking passes. They still weren't in. So, but we finally have them on. So that's all that matters, right, Shawn?
We here.
Okay. And before we get started, Shawn, we always start with the positive quote, and I figured today would be perfect for what we're going to talk about. And it goes a little something like this: a little progress each day adds up to big results. Simple.
We were just talking about that before you got in here.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, right.
I
really?
swear.
No, we were.
Okay.
Yeah, we were rapping about it.
That's literally we're talking time management, dude. We were exactly talking about that.
Well,
quote.
it's true though, right? And I guess that quote can kind of really be to anything in life, right? So, but I'm saying more so in fitness, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, just like fitness and in life in general, specifically. Yeah, but especially fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Tell people a little bit about yourself first. Let's introduce you so that people know who you are. I'm going to need you to put this
more.
Like you have to put it on your mouth. You see how mine's on my mouth?
Yeah, okay.
There we go.
Okay. Right
I know it's weird.
Yeah, I know. A little weird.
You ever seen Charlemagne or DJ Envy? They got the write-up on it. You know?
Okay, yeah. A little reverse teabag going on. Okay. All right, a little ground pound. No, yeah. So this is my second time here. Like, no, was that? That's when you guys were doing. It was you and
I think
Chinga.
it was Pete and I.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know which podcast that was called, but
that's what did he say?
Yeah, it was just a what he said.
Yeah.
Show.
Yeah. No, but hello guys. My name is Shawn Harris, represents Cypherdemics. So yeah, I am live in Houston. I've been knowing Marisol for I don't know. It seemed like forever. Before the kids and before all that.
Before Pete,
before the whole thing. But
I'm gonna tell y'all a story about how I met Shawn real quick.
Yeah.
I used to work out at 24 Hour Fitness, and one day I was doing chest flies, I think, and you just come up there and you go, ooh, and I was like, ew, what is this guy's problem? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is he doing? I was like, not today, sir, not today. And then it was like right after that, I guess he realized that it's like, okay, I don't think she liked that. She's like, hey, what's up? Like, it was more of a like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, hey, what's up? It was like more like, I'm so into my workouts. When I work out, it like caught me off guard. I was like, well, wait a minute. Like, I wasn't ready for it. And, I'm all like in the zone.
It was just a gym bro kind of thing. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I'm going to tell you what happened, man. This is the real story because... See, she's come, as you guys know her now, but she was the same way then. She's very blingy, very blingy, like everything. She had these over-the-ear Beats by Dre headphones. I don't know if you can say that. I don't know if, did
sure.
cut that check?
Make it go ahead and sponsor, please.
Yeah,
cut that check.
Please cut that check.
So, but she had these things all customized. Okay.
Made by moi.
They were bedazzled?
Yeah. All bedazzled
My other
out.
ones are bedazzled. My new ones are too. They're just not...
Blingy?
Well, I got those as a gift for Christmas, and my mom didn't know that they were studio that they're the DJ kind, so they were the really big ones.
Oh,
yeah.
dope.
And so I used to wear those to the gym, and I had them all blinged out. So I mean, you could see it, and they were Swarovski crystals. So you'd be over there, and my shit would be like.
So it was blinding Shawn essentially.
That's where I'm going with it. So I'm over here working out in my own zone, but then so the reflection from the mirror, it was messing with messing my workout up. So I'm over there trying to tell her, who, yo, stop. Nah, I'm not trying to play with her. I'm like, yo, you need to go over there, or you got to come when I'm done with my workout. And then, so needless to say, she has her own version, my own version, but needless to say, we ended up vibing at the gym, and so we ended up, just kind of sharing workout tips, and because she was training at the time.
Yeah, I was doing my first prep.
Yeah, she was her first bodybuilding prep. Mm-hmm. And then, but yeah, man, she used to come in there by herself. I mean, late. I mean, we used to be there late. I used to come on my own because, I go to work and then, I had some other stuff going on. Then I used to come to the gym maybe 11, midnight, and she'll swing in there around the same time. And
it was almost like, yes, I hope somebody I know is here, because I'd be scared going so late at night.
Right.
And he just happened to sometimes be there, and I'd be like, okay, when is he gonna walk out so that I can walk out to make sure I get to my car?
Yeah. It was crazy because I mean she was always focused. I respected her work ethic because she wasn't one of those people in the gym that'll just hang with on the machine because it was safe. She'll go with the free weights and she'll knock it out. And she won't talk to anyone. Like she'll just focus. So. And obviously been in the gym for mad long for all these years, you can tell the real go-getters and the people who are there just maybe for a couple weeks and then they're going to be out, or they're here to, snap a photo or snap a video and then post it as if they did a whole workout of doing this particular movement. But no, they did 2 reps and then they did it for the gram and then they're leaving the gym.
Yeah, if you don't post it on the gram, you didn't have it.
Yeah, exactly. No doubt. But she was out there, but she was always getting it. And everything was a...
fighting them demons.
Every rep, I was like,
that's your warm up set.
Yeah.
Like, why are you?
I'm like, what is that? Is that a tire pressure? Did somebody bring a tire machine?
It's how I concentrate for breathing. It's either that or I need gum in my mouth.
Yeah, no, she was.
Yeah, my gum.
Doing both.
Yeah. I haven't been doing. I've been trying really hard to stay away from the gum. I've been trying really hard.
Why?
I don't know. I know that it looks funny on videos. So I became self-conscious of it because everyone's like, what does the gum do?
That is funny.
What is it? But to me, it reminds me to breathe, the gum, because you're chewing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it reminds me to I need to keep breathing versus going,
man.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, seriously, man, she was, when she walked into the gym and when she worked out, everyone knew she was there. I mean, from the bling and to the noise, it was like, man.
It was an orchestra.
Yeah, seriously. She made people leave the gym early. They were like, man, I don't know what's going on over there, but
oh my God,
it sounds intense.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but that was like back in, I don't know, 2015, I don't know.
15,
about
I think.
15 or something like that.
So it's been
Wow.
a
More
hot
or
minute.
less.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So that's how we met.
Mm-hmm. And then we just from there, we just kept in touch. And then you came out to my first prep, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You came out into the first prep.
Yeah.
And he was really the one that would he was really nice enough to people pay for that shit. And he'd be like, yeah, so you might want to change that one and this one just to see a little bit more, And I'm like, all right. Because I was teaching myself at the time. So it was like I prepped myself for that competition. So I was still learning and I was still I had a nutritionist, but I the bodybuilding, the workout part I did on my own. So it was teaching. And I would see him and his friend, 2 big ass swole guys at the gym working out, and I'd be in the corner of my eye watching what they were doing. I'd be like, okay, now I gotta go home and look that workout out to see what that workout does so that I know if I could do that or not do that. And they were my little 2 guys that I'd watch from the corner because they'd be doing different shit than anybody else at the gym. So it's noticeable, you know what I'm saying? Whenever you're sitting there and you're looking at everybody else is kind of doing the same thing, but they were doing different things. So it's I would look and then I'd be like, okay, what would that be called? Because I didn't want to go ask, that's kind of hey, so what is that move called right there? That one, can you stop and do that real quick again? And what exactly is that doing for you? And then I just started watching. Then it was finally when we started chatting, that's when I was like, hey, I saw that you did this the other day. What exactly is that hit? And then it was more okay, cool. Now I didn't feel embarrassed to ask about what a move. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
And then I'll break it down to her. But she was real receptive. I could tell she was a student of, of the game, and she was learning every day. And so it was no problem for me to add some advice, especially when I found out she was competing, So I was
really good about helping me out. It was
it was cool, man.
It was nice.
Yeah, it was
to have that because especially being so wet behind the ears, not knowing anything about how bodybuilding even works. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Had you seen pumping iron and stuff like that before you competed?
Yeah, but it's not. It's one, there's no females on there.
Right.
So that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? My idol still till this day, was we all know who that is. It's DLB.
Yep.
So it was like, that was my only motivation as far as like female bodybuilders, except for like the ones way back in the days, but they,
Never got attention.
yeah, exactly. I forget what the lady's name is. Well, actually the one that owns the Iron City Gym in Cyprus. Was
Beverly?
that, yeah.
Johnson?
Wasn't she like one of the first?
Yeah, she was one of the
first female bodybuilders.
Female bodybuilders.
Oh, wow.
One of the pioneers
Something like
of the
that.
game.
Yeah. She's got all her pictures at her gym. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And her and her husband,
Beth
I think, or
Francis.
something like that.
Beth Francis.
Yeah, so she's pretty dope too. But other than that, I didn't know anybody, And then it was really nice because although I didn't want to accept that he was the one that told me, he's like, listen, so you're going to have to take something if you really want to look like jacked. You're not ever going to be able to get that big naturally. He's like, so just putting it out there. And I was like, do not talk about DOB like that.
To this day, she can't take that.
Yeah, I know. It hurt. And she'll send me videos and photos. And
What about right here? You think right here too?
Yeah, and I'm like, so yeah, it's like, yeah, it's like that's naturally the body doesn't evolve to that point to get paper thin skin, with that muscle growth and development. It doesn't happen.
For males or for females or for both?
Well, both. Like both. Yeah, both. It's we can it's science. It's known that you reach a certain climax that your body is ever going to do as far as produce, enough protein synthesis in order for you to attain this to be this muscle monster that you want to be. Is going to reach a certain point. And unfortunately that point isn't enough to get any trophies or medals, for the big stage, and same thing with women. It's like, you got to be, you got to have broad shoulders depending on which division you're in. But I'm not trying to deter anyone from competing. I'm just telling us, about our conversation. I just had to like break it down to soul that, hey, unfortunately, you're not going to have, unless you go a natural show, compete in a natural show where they actually drug test. Then if you really want to compete with, these heavyweights, you may, you will have to get on some extra.
And this was like 6-7 years ago, right?
Oh
This
yeah.
is
Yeah, for sure. And I just had to, and I train competitors, as well at the time I did. And I told them, they come to me, they're like, Shawn, I want to be like,
you had 3 in that show, no?
Yeah, I had 3. I had 3. I had
the show that I did, which was the Warren.
Yeah, the Branch
Warren.
Warren.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I had to tell it straight up, like, and I can't coach you as far as that because I don't know that world when it comes to, I guess enhancement drugs, etc. But if you want to do it, that's on you. But I can't provide you any advice. I didn't tell Soul this. We didn't get that deep. But my clients who come to me who want to look like X, Y, and Z, and I'm telling them, okay, well, this guy is not natural. I want to be like him. Okay, and then I was like, well, this is what it's going to take if you want that. But I can't provide you any information. I can't provide you any for the feedback. I'm not a plug. I'm not a plug. I don't know. Don't ask me. But as far as like, nutrition, whole food nutrition, and regular over the counter supplement, protein, creatine, BCAAs, pre-workout, stuff like that, then I can, I got you for that as far as developing your
You're on
stuff.
your own for the rest.
I'm good.
I do not condone. How long have you been in the fitness world? I mean, I know you from even from college, right? And you said you were really small. I just found this out like not so long ago that Shawn was like a puny guy.
Oh yeah.
And would you ever think?
Yeah. Well, you can see I got the big swole jacket on, Cypherdemics jacket.
Y'all ain't seen Shawn, and he never.
It's a pretty clean jacket.
Listen,
like the color.
Appreciate it, man.
He never works out without a shirt on. He never shows off, like if you're that swole and big. Personally, I'd be like, I'm gonna make sure I'm wearing just a sports bra so everybody can see all my cuts. I made sure that at the gym. I've never seen Shawn just like wear. Even fitted shirts.
Yeah.
Not even fitted shirts, huh? Shawn, now that I think about it, it's always t-shirts. Wait a minute.
I'm not a fan. Like I do have a phobia about like people think, I am a social person. Like people say I can command a room. I have the gift of gab, and that may be all true, and I receive that, man. But I do have my phobias, and I do have some anxieties about having a spotlight when it comes to like my my physical body, my body, So it's like I'm that person, believe it or not. So like let's say going on vacation, you say go out the country somewhere, right? No one knows you. You can just do you, be free. But I'm that person that will walk to the pool side. You know, I set my towel down on the chair, and then I walk to the pool side with my shirt on. Okay. And then I would sit down on the edge of the pool, my feet in, and I would slide into the pool, like slide.
That's
now,
and then I'll take move, and then I'll do it.
And then I'll take my shirt off once I'm in the water. Like that, I do that to this day, because I don't the attention that I get, the times that I've taken my shirt off at the
all that hard work.
Wait. Let him finish the story. I have to hear the.
No. The attention that I receive when I used to maybe 2 or 3 times take my shirt off like regular people at the chair, and I walk into the
people,
pool.
Because you know you're not a regular person.
No, I'm not. When I say regular, I mean like normal-minded, normal-thinking people. Like I'm abnormal when it comes to it. I don't know why. And then you see the eyes. You see the eyes like stare, you know, and then it's like I don't like, dude. That makes me cringe. So I just fold up and I just keep my shirt on until I get to the pool. In the pool, then I take it off, and then when I get out the pool, or before I get out the pool, I'll put it back on and I walk out.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is that why you've never competed?
Yeah, I would never.
I've always asked you, and you're like, "Yeah, I just don't care to."
I just don't.
You just confess
I
your.
I don't like that. I don't like showing my body like that. I don't.
All that work.
Yeah.
So who do you?
So he's doing it for himself. So come on.
Definitely.
That's all.
That's the difference between Soul and you.
I know, right?
We found the personality.
Yeah, we know.
difference
Yeah,
right
so
here.
it's like, listen here, man. I want to be wearing nipple covers only, fam.
Yeah, for sure. Some pasties only.
That's it.
All that hard work. I need somebody to see. I need for sure. I love when I go to the gym. I mean, I'll tell you that all the time. Like the one girl, Geraldine for one.
Oh yeah, Geraldine. Yeah.
The
No, I know Geraldine.
the other girl, the new girl that I just started going there, the cute little body girl.
Yeah. I'm not too sure her name, but yeah.
I was like, okay,
Good,
you know
good
what I'm
answer.
saying?
Good reply, Shawn.
Yeah.
I don't know her
I'm not
name.
too sure her name.
But she, you know what I'm saying? I love looking at females that are like fit and they're like wearing their like sports bra and it just to me that's motivating. So when I guess for me, I don't feel like anybody's showing off. Does that make sense? For me,
Yeah.
I feel like they're like, holy smokes. Like that one girl, I just want to go up to her. She's this really cute girl. I should take a picture of her, like hiding one day.
No, make sure she knows.
I want to go up to her and just be like, do not ever have kids because your body is like the cutest. It's like perfectly small and petite. Right, Shawn?
No, it is. No, it's not.
You can just ask for her Instagram, you know.
Can I follow you on the gram?
Yeah, you don't have to take a secret photo.
Right?
Ew, talk about, they're going to really think like,
Man,
oh my God, what is wrong with her?
Membership will be revoked immediately.
Geraldine goes and talks to Lynn. So we will no longer have her here.
Yeah. She's following me on Instagram and in the streets.
But she like has a really cute body and she's in there working out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like for me, whenever I was finally like I finally got to the point where I was working out with like a sports bra, it was like a huge accomplishment for me. So it was like, no, I'm doing this. Like, I'm going to do this.
But the crazy part about it is that she thought, you know, because you were a size, like you got down to a size what? Like
0.
She was a size 0 and she still thought
that I was big. Yeah.
She was big.
Yeah.
We talked about
that. Yeah, we talked about it before.
We talked about it before, yeah.
Yeah, she still thought it wasn't enough.
It's funny because there's different dysmorphias, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. You know, and that's something that, you know, and that's a whole nother topic.
That's a whole other topic that you can definitely talk about, I'm sure, Shawn.
Yeah.
So you started off in college.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So anyway, so in college, you know, I played football. I think with Robin, we were talking about playing sports and, you know, being sports fans. Before you got here, we was talking about that. But yeah, so played ball in college. And then, obviously I had some injuries, not obviously, but a lot of you guys, most of your listeners probably don't know my story, but injuries happen. Okay, my goal, just like any athletic kid, is to take that sport and go professional. You know, go to the professional levels with it. And then, so my dreams got truncated because of injuries that I'm still fighting to this day. You know, they just shifted, switch sides of the building. Yeah, you know, went from left side to the right or right to the left. So make a long story short, and then I was always a great in college I was. high school is a different story, but in college I was always a great workout person in the gym and on the field. So like I didn't need my strength and conditioning coach, to develop my program, And so when I went home in the off season before we reported back, I was working out, and my teammates knew I was working out. And this was like, this is really before Instagram was, Instagram. I don't think Instagram was around, but it's like, we, had Facebook, and we had social media. So it's like I'll post them on Facebook, and then and I got the attention of all my teammates. So when my teammates who were going on to try to make the NFL, like they were like, hey, Shawn, hey, can you prepare me for my pro day or for my NFL combine, or for something else, a trial, in the CFL, the Canadian Football League, that they had at the time, or the arena ball, because a lot of these players, they didn't sign with an agency because, it's going to cost money, et cetera. So in training, professional trainer, at a nice facility is going to cost. So they just reached out to me, and it was like, okay, I had my playing availability was up, so I stayed an extra semester, to finish out my scholastic, curriculum. So I'm just training my teammates on the side.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and then
was that like your side little hustle while you were in college, or
no? I just did it for that
fun?
one. I just did it for that one little bit, that one little
wow.
semester, and then I graduated and I went off, to do other things, and I didn't touch fitness on a professional side until much later in the game. So it wasn't until I got.
But did you still work out?
I still worked out.
You still did it yourself?
I still worked out.
Mm-hmm.
I still worked out, and people, friends at that point, they'll ask me, like just family friends, they'll ask me, hey, what can I do to improve this? What can I do to improve that?
Sure.
And then I'll write them up a little program, and then so people, say, Shawn, you need to train. I remember who it was specifically, but she was the first person who had encouraged me to train. It was someone I used to date. I'm like, training. I don't want to do that because I love working out so much that I don't want to make it like a job. And then I may begin to despise it. So I didn't. So it wasn't until I got this email back in 12. Yeah, about 2012, and it was a random email. Okay, from a gentleman, Jay, if you're listening, this is about you.
Make sure you're listening, Jay.
Yeah, Jay. But yeah, Jay, you got
new listener. Who this?
Yeah,
who this?
He found me on Facebook, and we didn't, and he just sent me an email. He's like, hey man, he gave me a story. Jay was, overweight. He was battling a lot of different things, and he was going through depression. He said he'd been watching some of my videos, some of my stuff I used to post on Facebook, and then and he was like, I was wondering if you can help me, and then so I was like, I responded. Then I remember I was with my sister at the time, and then so I asked my sister. I said, read this. So she read it, and my sister, she's real. She's a giver. My mother is too. Like they're givers. And then she said, Shawn, that's a sign, because they were like, this is your time. This is how you're going to give back. This is going to be your calling. Because I've been fighting it for years. And then fast forward. So I emailed him back, and then so we lived in the same area, and then so we had.
This was in New York.
Yeah, it's in New York still. Yeah, this is
wow.
Yeah, this is in New York. And then, I was just leaving New York. It's funny. I was just leaving to come down. So it was like, but I hadn't known that yet.
FYI, he's from New York originally, guys.
Get ready, BK, Brooklyn all day.
Okay, there you go.
So what's up in New York? Because I don't know if do you have any New York listeners out there?
It's California and Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Chicago.
Bunch of Dodgers fans, no Yankees fans.
Yeah.
Oh
Yankees,
man.
yeah.
Oh man. I gotta go. Look at the time. No, but yeah. So he was, Jay was where he is 5'6", 5'7" tops. And at the time he was, let's just say, north of 300 pounds.
Oh.
So he's a shorter.
So he's Pete's height, 300 pounds.
Plus.
Dang.
Plus 362 to be exact. Yeah. So and he was like, and then so I responded back to him, and then we said again. I had no clue. I already had my certification already, but I wasn't practicing it. You know, I had no clue what to charge at all. And then so I forget what number I charged them, but it was like low. But I was okay with that because
it was for a different thing.
And I was nervous.
Like,
I was nervous. I'm used to training athletes.
Wow.
I'm used to training athletes all day long, man. You know, to run faster, to jump higher. It's a different type of training. You train a different type of muscle. You know, type 1 versus type 2. And then so here's this guy. This is a lifestyle change for him. This is a life altering, change for him. That his mental health is at stake.
Can I ask you real quick?
Yeah.
When you do get clients like that are 300 plus, right? How did you start him off? Because already it's heavy on the knees to do a lot of movements.
Right.
It's also mental that you're going to have to help them change because the mentality is going to have to change as well with food and exercising.
Absolutely.
Right? And emotionally, because you said he was depressed, right? So at the same time, you're almost having to be a therapist. Hence, he's Chingo and I's therapist, by the way, in case y'all didn't know.
For sure. Man, the stories, the exchanges in between sets in the gym, it is hilarious.
I feel like Shawn and I could write a book.
Oh, man, for sure. Oh, man.
About y'all.
It can go from one, like, it could be very light and like comedic, and it can go right to something deeper
and darker.
Yeah, and it's like, man, it's like, what just happened here? I just said 4 burpees.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, how do you start? Because I'm sure anybody who's listening, a lot of the times whenever I've posted anything about like working out or I've shown a workout, a lot of females always say like, oh, I'm so intimidated. I'm embarrassed. You know, I'm so overweight. I don't really even know where to start. I can't even start mentally. So how do you, somebody like him, because I'm sure there's women who are 300 plus, that same height, wanting to start, doesn't know how to start.
Right.
How do you get them?
It's funny. Same thing Rob and I was talking about it earlier. Man, it's like, you know, it's
the
like
podcast before the podcast.
know,
Yeah,
right?
basically.
So you take something big, like a big, maybe an arduous task, a goal, and you got to break it down into small, manageable pieces. Okay, that way it could be digestible. Okay, so it's like, okay.
Okay, well, use him for example. What was his goal? What was his goal?
His goal was to lose 150 pounds, and to be able to bend down and touch his toes, to stand up without having to use the bed or the wall to stand up. But his main goal was just to lose weight. And at the time, he didn't know his health, but he was pre-diabetic, come to find out later on, and hypertension. But he didn't know that yet. You know, that was found out later. You know, but his goal was just to get down and to being able to move.
Sure.
So I could have told him, hey, man, your workout program is going to look like this. I could have gave him the whole year's advanced program. Okay, you're going to have to work out X amount of days. Okay, 300 days out of the next 365. Okay, you're going to have to eat this and eat that and not eat this and not eat that. Okay, you're going to have to work out in between your sessions.
Overwhelmed.
Okay, you're going to have to get this amount of sleep. Okay, you don't have to do X, Y, and Z. You know, you don't have to eat before you go somewhere. You know, as opposed to relying on the menu that's at the venue that you're visiting. If I gave him all of that, impossible.
Yeah.
He would get intimidated and he'll leave. So to answer your question, I break everything down into small steps. I don't show him everything. You know, I don't show him everything. I tell them what they need to know for that moment. Okay, and I know when to give it out to them. That way, you know, it's not overwhelming for.
So how did you start him off? Like, how many days out of the week was he working out to begin with?
So I had him only on 3 days a week. Okay. And the one thing with him, I just needed to get him to move his body. Okay, because what he did for work, he had a desk job. Okay, so you know he was just stagnant, sitting and not moving. So I had to get Jay just to move. Me being a numbers guy, I'm a calories in, calories out guy. It's kind of like it's not that hard when it comes to certain things. It's like you just got to burn more calories than you're taking in. And so his was flipped. You know, he was burning less than he was taking in. It wasn't even close. You know, so I just had to get Jay to start moving. I wasn't gonna put Jay. I'm not gonna have him do some box jumps. I wasn't gonna have him do backflips and hill sprints. No, I mean, if I wanted to have him in the ER, yeah, I would have had him do a hill sprint his first session.
Yeah.
Okay, but I had to teach him about his body, you know, the anatomy, what this muscle part was, what it does, what it supports. Okay, and this is what's happening to like. So I gave him the you know the initial consultation to see where his limits were. He couldn't touch his toes by any stretch of the imagination. His hamstrings are locked up. Glutes were not firing. His shoulder mobility. He had like a right shoulder impingement. He had a herniated disc. He had all these different things.
Wow.
He didn't know anything.
Was that from the weight, or that was something else?
You know, that part I don't know, but I'm sure the weight and the
Has
lack
something
of
to do with it.
movement.
Yeah, that's what.
You know, because if you don't stretch and all this, and we'll get into that a little bit. But if you don't use your body parts to its extent, then what's going to happen is that it's only going to work in a closet where your arms need to move in a full mansion, a full castle in different planes. But he was always just hunched over.
Sure, typing.
And and he never had to reach up to grab anything. He never had to do this or do that because his job didn't require him, and he didn't have any kids. You know, I think he lived alone, so he wasn't asked to do anything outside of what he wanted to do, which is just watch TV and eat, and that's it, and sleep.
What does day one look like for someone who is just starting off? So we said you give him 3 days out of the week.
Yeah, 3 days out the week.
So what does workout one look like, and how long?
Yeah, so I would say, you know, typically everything's going to be an hour. I think it's a good starting time. And it's not going to be an hour of intense working out. It's going to be an hour. First, you got to warm up the body. Okay, so very first thing, you know, we're going to get on some sort of cardiovascular equipment. What is going to be a treadmill at a low speed, no incline. If you're just starting off, you're just walking. You're just gingerly walking apart. Okay, and then what the treadmill does, not only does it warm up the muscles, okay, the full body, but it also gets you mentally ready for what's about to happen, what you're about to do. You know, you talk to yourself. If you have a trainer or not, you be like, okay, you know what? I've told myself that this year is my year. This is my month. This is my week. This is, you know, my birthday is coming up. So you remind yourself of why, you know, why you're doing this.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you do that for, you know, seriously, you don't need to do that for any more than 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes tops as your warm up. Okay. And then after the warm up, then you're going to go, and then this is where you're going to do your mobility work. Okay. That's kind of where it's like more dynamic stretching. Okay. That's kind of when you actually open up like your legs and your hips, and, you know, get your glutes firing. You know, you be sure that your back, you know, is in a position, because, you know, typically if you especially work out in the morning, you're sleeping for 6 to 8 hours, hopefully more. Okay, and your back is stiff, and then you're driving. Everyone here drives, so you know you're not walking anywhere. So you're back in a crunch position. You know, and then the only time you're really up is on the treadmill.
Yeah.
But then you get on foam roller, you foam roll your back, you foam, you know, so you pretty much wake everything up, and then you start your workout. So I say 10 minutes on the treadmill tops, maybe about the same amount of time to do your mobility work. You know, I like to do dynamic stretching before working out, and that's like really like just walking down the gym or the turf, doing some leg kicks, you know, or doing some walking lunges with body weight, you know. So that's more dynamic. That's a fancy word for just movement, you know. And try to keep the static stretching, which is like the more you holding, more like yoga poses. You holding them for 20, 30 seconds. Yeah. Like you bend down, touch your toes, and hold it. You know, you want to do those kind of towards the end. I mean, at the very end. So about 10 minutes of warm up on the treadmill or the rower, or it can be elliptical, or it can be the Stairmaster. About 10 minutes of that. And then you work out 30, 40 minutes. And then you follow up with about a 10, 15 minute stretch. So, you know, whatever you have time for. And that's it.
When someone is that size, do you just, during that 40-minute workout, what is it? Is it like, is it cardio involved, or is it like just like kind of even teaching them, period, like the movement of certain muscles? Like, let's just say, would you start him off with HIIT, a lower level HIIT, or is it you would literally start him off like what?
Yeah, I definitely would not start him off with HIIT because his body would go into shock. And on top of that, he'll be intimidated. It'll be over again. The word overwhelming will keep coming up because their heart rate would accelerate so much to the point where they're gonna think that they want to pass out, and very may will pass out if they continue that HIT program on day one.
Sure.
So I keep them at lower intensity stuff. Like we learn basic stuff that he's or she's going to see throughout the course of their program. What's a squat? Proper form and technique. So what happened?
Would a lot of it be obviously body weight? Then would you?
Body weight first. Body weight first. And then what happens is this. I'm giving you guys kind of like on the trainer side of things. When they're learning something, and day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, then they go away thinking that, okay, well, that's progress. I learned something that I didn't know before. But if I was to tell them to do a hill sprint or do a box jump, and they fail, they're going to walk away, regressing. They'll be like, man, I didn't do good at all. I don't know if I want to go back. So it's like having like a child in a way. It's like you positively reward them, just like small little treats. So then, it make them want to come back and learn more.
Yeah.
And learn more. And then next thing you know, just like as a kid, like a mom, to a child, when you're trying to feed them, let's say like some vitamins or some medicine that that they're not going to take knowingly. So you kind of bait them. You bait them. It's like, hey, here's this treat that he or she likes. And then on that third or fourth give, you mix it up. You mix that medicine up inside of this treat, and you give it to them. And next thing you know, they're eating it without even knowing. So what happens with a box jump, for example, so we'll do body weight squats, up and down, okay, and then we'll gradually increase to maybe some light dumbbells. And then I was like, okay, great, good job. Okay, then put the dumbbells down. Let's do a squat, the same body weight squat. Let's add a little jump to it, little hop, little bunny hop. And then okay, cool. And then okay, now let's bring the dumbbells back. Let's do the same thing, the little bunny hop with some dumbbells.
Sure.
Gain confidence. By week 4, week 5, let's bring this box in, a little 6-inch box, 3-inch box, whatever, and then let's do it with body weight. Okay, and then 6-inch, and then 9, then 12, and the next thing you know, man, they're jumping, obstacles that they have no clue that they will be able to even do in their lifetime. But it's all about, it's a slow grind.
Sure.
It's a slow grind. So everything starts off slow. We're not doing any HIT, for a while. When I was playing ball, it's real quick, and I'll get back to your questions. So it's like, playing basketball, and even football, but basketball specifically, when we went out for to try for a team for some sort of league, whatever, and even after we made those teams, we didn't touch a ball for 3 weeks. We're working on stuff that
drills.
We all wanted to go fast, shoot 3-pointers, dunk, but no, we had to learn fundamentals. So we had to learn how to shuffle our feet side to side, how to play defense, the non-glamorous stuff, and then you can get to the ball. So it's the same thing with like before these box jumps happen. Like we got to start with the basics first, because some people do look at my Instagram. So I get other clients, not like a Jay, but like I get Tarzan clients or people like they'll say, oh man, I want to do a backflip off like a 60-inch box, with and then land into a burpee and then do a box jump like you did, Shawn. And I'm like, first of all, I didn't do all the first stuff. You saw me do the second stuff, and then third is fake, man. I edited it really, really well. No, but I tell people like that. I don't train guys, people in general. I don't train people for, because they see me do something that look cool on the ground.
Yeah.
That's just me having fun.
Yeah.
I'm not going to train you to learn how to, I don't know, do a low plank, like rope pull of a vehicle.
Now I'm going to give you an example. A bar with plates on the treadmill doing lunges.
Oh my gosh.
I saw Shawn do that. I said, he better not ever ask us to do that, because I will eat it so hard. I was like, I'd like to see the prep to begin that. I was like, he has a video on his, follow him guys at Cypherdemics.
I have the video of you where you were doing a box jump with something, I think, and you remember you went face first over.
Oh yeah, I ate it.
I know.
That's no. You were pulling us, or was Pete pulling?
Man,
you pulled.
I pulled. I think I was pulling.
You were pulling.
Yeah.
And so you had to like sprint it, and I ate it, man. I ate it. Hey, but check it. Pete was like, "Oh no," but he's still recording the whole video.
Man, I know.
Come on.
Like, he did not let that camera go.
He was like, "Oh no, we gotta save this." And I left it. Shawn was like, "You have to post it on the Instagram." He was like, "You have to show people like."
Yeah, you have to show them
You have to show them
other
that.
side. Like, you're not always put together.
Like, you have to show them that shit like this happens
It's
while
real.
you're, when
It's
you're
real.
working out. And trust me, I feel like after having this baby, I'm like less coordinated. Like,
What?
no, for real.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Shawn would be like, 1, 2,
Oh,
1,
man.
2, up. I'm like, okay, 1. No, you're missing the up. You're adding one too many steps.
Man.
And then Pete goes, you need to do it in a beat for her, and then she'll get it.
Boom, boom, clap. Boom, boom,
And
clap.
then he's like, all right, it's boom, boom. And then I don't know what you did. I'm like, oh, okay, I got it now. And I got
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, yeah.
It was the weirdest
You know,
thing.
Soul says Chingo's on the spectrum, but I'm starting to think it's Soul that's on the spectrum.
You know what? I think you're right, man. I know. Like, I totally agree with you on that
She
one, man.
sees and sounds and colors, not in
In
instructions, in shapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I know,
What's
right?
happening?
People had questions for you, Shawn.
I was just about to
because I
say
know
that,
you
yeah.
have to go, and it's already 11:30.
We got about
we didn't
20
even
minutes.
get into
Get
like
to it. Let's get it. Let's go.
nothing.
We got into entertainment. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know there's a lot that we could seriously get into this, like, pretty much like the basics of working out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what as somebody who's a beginner, what's the first thing you do when you go into, because that's what everybody wants to know. Where do I go?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like, well, that's a whole other topic. But someone said, ask Annette, of course, I just want a nice body without having to get a BBL.
Oh, wow. Don't most women?
Yeah, right. Don't most men
like,
for that
especially
matter.
now.
Yeah.
I think most women want that.
So I guess what really, if someone said to you, I want to have a nice body without having to go through the surgery, what does that take? Honestly, explain that, because I guess I try to explain it. We've talked about it before. What that takes. What does that take?
To build a nice body without going through surgery?
Yes.
So, like, pretty much doing it the natural way.
What you explained you did for your client, right?
Yeah.
Eat
Yeah.
less, move more.
That's it. It's really that simple. Like, for example, if they, okay, nowadays, like most women want a BB. I mean, I'm sorry, they want a
big booty.
bubble butt. Okay, it's not that hard to grow a butt or develop any muscle.
See
part.
how I've said that a gazillion times, guys.
It's not that hard. Like, listen,
It's a muscle.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
a
a
muscle.
bicep.
You just train it. You just train it. So you develop a program. Okay, so for example, like with someone like her, I'm like, okay, so you want to train, legs 3 times a week, and 2 of those 3 times glute emphasis, because glutes is that's a fancy word for your butt.
That don't.
Yeah, that that Laffy Taffy.
There we go.
You know what I mean? That's old school.
That's
reference,
Marisol
right?
terms right there.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
The
Yeah.
Laffy
That
Taffy.
Laffy Taffy. Yeah. I
Do you know
get
what
it.
the Laffy Taffy was? I don't know if anyone ever explained to you what Laffy Taffy was? Okay, real quick, and then we get back to the question. So it was explained to me that Laffy Taffy, so Laffy Taffy is whatever. So when women on the dance floor and they're twerking, they're shaking everything, and then so it explained to me that while the chicks are doing that, when the DJ stops the music and they stop twerking, whatever is left shaking is
the
Laffy
Laffy
Taffy.
Taffy.
So that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, like that little.
And those are the things you learn on Her Lounge
Exactly.
podcast,
And you
guys.
thought
Tune in
we just
this
talking
Friday.
About just fitness.
The more you
We're talking about the
know.
streets. No, but like, so three leg days in a week. 2 out of those 3 days, glute emphasis. And to be honest with you, there's tons of YouTube, Google on how to train legs.
There's so
properly.
many women that's
So-
all they do, and
Yeah.
I was the opposite. I hated training legs. Like, I just didn't want to. It's such an easy.
Yeah.
It's such an easy workout for me. Legs is. That I just like upper body is so hard for me, and so I was always opposite. And I'd be like, I guess I can do legs today. I guess it's leg day.
Although you really
And
want to.
I didn't really want to. My legs get so big too,
Man.
though. And so I have a problem with that. So then it's like I'm trying to work getting them down for whatever competition. And it's like, you can't do legs day for like the last 2 weeks because your legs need to start coming down. I just couldn't get them to come down. I looked hella unproportioned.
All these girls on Instagram got those big old quads. That's like what they like to show the most right now.
Yeah. I mean, some of those people, I mean, they're all.
Well, I showed you one girl, and I said, and it's the mom that I tell you guys, she worked out the entire pregnancy. I'm a big fan of hers. I mean, she was lifting heavy, 9 months pregnant,
yeah.
you know? And I was always too scared. I just couldn't do it. I was like, ugh, I don't know. But I showed you her before where she was itty bitty stick, like thin. Like she was fit, but she was like a runner's body, right? And that girl's got a badunkadunk right now. Like she's got a huge body. I mean, a huge butt. So I sent it to Shawn. I was like, Shawn, this is my what do you call? I always send it to him when I need clear, like reassurance.
Yeah.
Like, is this real or is this fake? And he'll be like, and he'll like, he'll zoom in. He looks at all the parts like, no, that one's fake. And I'll be like, how do you know? Shawn's like, no, you see here. He like, well, no, it's crazy. But anyway, I sent it to him and he's like, no, I think that one's fake. And he's like, wait a minute. This workout. No, she worked for it.
Yeah.
She worked. I'm talking about flat booty. And I'm talking about
Yeah, I mean,
she's got a whole,
you can
a whole thigh, like a whole
thigh.
booty.
Yeah,
It's a big booty, and it's a muscular booty. It's not even like a fat ass. If that makes,
Like
I mean,
the
I
one you
guess
showed
it.
us yesterday. The one when we were sitting at the bench, that Chingo sent you.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was ridiculous. I have to show you that video. It was
insane?
unbelievable. It was just like, and her legs are like this skinny.
you
It was just
serious?
awful.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's like whoever asked for that
yeah.
surgery, I'd be so like.
It's like an ant.
That friend,
Yeah.
that friend was not a
Yeah.
good friend. She should whoever went with you.
I blame her friends. I blame her friends because if they friends then slap the mess out of her
Exactly.
until they go back in that doctor's chair and then get it done, get it taken out.
Okay. Well, Asinette was here with all the questions, so we're gonna have. She wants to know, how does one know their form is correct when weightlifting?
Record yourself.
Oh,
Always
yeah, that's
record,
good.
record yourself. And then so like obviously you have to have a reference to compare it to.
Yeah.
So it's like, so again, there's things that are online that you can look up proper form, record yourself, and then make the
There's
proper
actually a
adjustment.
book, guys.
Yeah.
Also, you can buy.
Yeah.
Not that I bought it, but I may have or may have not.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, and then says, how does one become mentally focused to compete? Asinette, are you thinking about competing?
Oh, wow. Is this-
What?
wow.
Okay, this is news to me. This used to be one of my students and / clients.
Oh, so how does it repeat the question?
How does one become mentally focused to compete?
I mean, that's just like anything, right? You just lock in. I mean, again, I told Rob before, so you figure out your goal, okay, and with something like competing, you're not reinventing the wheel. So that's simple. Like there's, it's already, there's 16-week preps, 12-week preps, depending on how many weeks she needs, is already kind of laid out, pretty much her steps, and you've been a former competitor, you can kind of attest to this. It's like, okay, so this is kind of where, you're going to have. Well, let me keep it simple for the followers. So your peak week, you kind of know when your peak week is going to be, and then if you got to pull water, you kind of already know. So then your program starts where you probably do like a mini bulk, and then maybe for the first 3-4 weeks, and then you kind of come down and you lean out. So those programs are I mean, again, they're online, but for the mental part of it, it's just kind of like I say, anything else. It's like if you want to do it, just say no one or anything is going to stop me from doing this. Just lock in, just like when you went after that job that you currently have. It's like you probably thought you would never get it, but you just worked hard for it.
And it's like you said, when you're even like just walking on the treadmill or on the way to the gym, already start having that pep talk to yourself, like, I got this, I can do this, I want to do this, I'm doing this because this is where I want to be, this is to achieve a goal or whatever it is. It's like you have to mentally prepare yourself.
And I always say, again, win the day by doing what? You winning those meetings, you win that workout. So within a workout, so I always say you win the workout by what? By winning the exercise. Rep by rep, set by set.
Yep.
So if you win that set, and then you went it 2 more times, then you wanted whole exercise. It had nothing on you.
Well, that's like me this morning. When again, guys, when I record these is our Monday, and you get them on Wednesday. So I work out with Shawn Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And today, I was just like, Shawn's like, oh, the first thing he'll ask when we come in, he's like, how are you guys doing? I'm like, I'm doing, you know. I just had no motivation this morning to get like in there. And then it's like, once you get like going, it's like, okay, now I remember why I came. You know what I'm saying? This is what I wanted. I choose to come here because I'm trying to get somewhere. And then it's like, then you don't have a choice once you get there, to be honest with you. Shawn's like, not going to let you leave anyway, but you know what I'm saying?
I really don't.
But you know what I'm saying? But it's like, okay, well, and then he'll remind you too. He's like, all right, well, you know why you're here. So let's just get focused and, let's start stretching and warm up. And then as we get started. So, and then sometimes it just happens like that. You don't want to be there. You don't want to go to the gym, cause you get up at 2, at 6 and 1:30 to feed your child,
Wow.
So it's like, it's never like a full sleep, if that makes sense. Like it's always interrupted just when you're falling asleep. It's like, and I'm like, oh wait, didn't I just feed you? Gosh, I feel like I only slept like 30 minutes before you woke up again because you were hungry, and it's like, dang it. But anyway, so yeah, it's kind of like that. You just have to kind of go in mentally prepared for whatever you're really going to go in there and do, because there's going to be those days where you don't feel like it and you still have to, because it's part of life.
It's funny. Today I had a client. She came in. We were supposed to do it last Friday, but she came in today. She said, Shawn, I want to see what my squat max is. So she came in. We're on a treadmill, and then so we were supposed to do it last Friday, a few days ago. And then she told me too late in the workout that she wanted to try it. I'm like, well, your body's fatigued. I said, if it's still in your heart to do it, when I see you again, which was early today, then I said, just let me know. So we're in the treadmill, and and then so she's warming up. I'm right next to her, and she's like, Shawn, I'm ready. And then so she locked. So then I was like, I said, when'd you make your mind up that you was ready today again? Because she's like, initially I didn't want it today, because again, she just had just a long weekend and whatever. And then
Mondays are hard, I think.
Yeah,
Mondays are just hard.
But she ended up doing on the treadmill to the whole importance of why I think that doing like a pre-workout warm-up routine is not only physically benefiting but mentally benefiting as well, is to really mentally lock in. So she was like, it wasn't until now. I was looking out the window in front of the treadmill, and I'm walking on. She's walking on the treadmill. She's like, and somebody just told me, today's the day. And what she told me, and so we went and knocked it out today. So the treadmill. So you want to transition between you coming to the gym and your workout. You want to transition. It's like, so imagine coming home from a long day of work, and I'm sure some of you guys have this. And then all of a sudden, you're getting thrown tasks and babies thrown at your way. You got to go clean this. You got to go right back out to the grocery store. Like, man, let me transition first, and so I can handle some more stuff. And it's like, so that's why that treadmill or that or the Stepmaster, whatever you want to use, is so important. That's where you lock in short-term goals, mid-term goals, and long-term goals. Okay.
They want to know when we'll be hosting another
boot camp. We've been
talking about it, guys.
Get on your host.
It's another thing I need to add on my word. I was thinking in February, and here is why. We focus. I talked to Shawn about this. I think it should be called like the self-love boot camp, because we always worry about like, where are we going to get our significant other for Valentine's Day, right? But we never really think about like, well, what am I getting myself for Valentine's Day? Like, what am I doing to love myself? What am I doing to give to myself? So I thought maybe we'd have one in February, like as a Valentine's Day gift. And if you have a spouse, this could be a way that he could buy your gift. And this is something that he gives you, is to go to the boot camp, right? So I thought February would be a good.
Yeah, it's cool. Get ready for spring. Not long after.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that is true. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Get ready for spring.
Yeah, we're
that
halfway
just
through
did
January.
Something.
Yeah, we're already
in my brain.
We're already 2 weeks away from the end of the month.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Something in February. Shawn and I are going to talk about it. I promise, guys. And there'll be another one. I'll set the date and we'll do it again. Best knee sleeves, lifting belt, arm wraps, or does it matter?
Oh, the best. Hold on.
They're asking best knee sleeves, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Lifting belt, arm wraps, or does it matter at all if you use them?
Oh, I guess asking about my recommendation on brand on the brand
On
brand?
those things, or do you even need them? Basically?
Oh yeah. Well, okay. Well, if you're starting off, you won't need any of those things. Like just save your money. I mean, you're not. A lot of those things are if you're lifting heavier weights. Like if you just really working up until like that past that 80%. Capacity rate. But starting off, you don't need any of that stuff. You just need I mean, sometimes people wear gloves because they don't want the calluses. In the hands from lifting the dumbbells and
So
barbells.
likes those.
I do.
Yeah. No, you don't.
I don't.
Yeah,
I would keep. I mean, I do have them because sometimes I forget to wear them, and sometimes for me though, it's little people problem. My hands are small. It's almost better for me not to have a gloves. I can have a better grip because it's weird. I mean, he'll tell you there's some movements. I'm like, Shawn, you do forget that my legs are not that long, and I've got this big old box, and I'm supposed to touch the bottom. I can't even. If I sit on the box, I'm dangling. Much less how am I going to go down and up? He's like, damn, I forget how short you are. So he's got to bring me like another box to be able to actually do the movement that he's wanting me to do correctly.
So must be extra. She's an extra client
small.
for you.
Like seriously, I don't like. She doesn't do a push up. She do a
right now I can't.
It's like it's like, well, I mean, she's so little. Her arms are so.
He makes fun of me. It's like there's not even that much from the ground.
There's no travel. There's no travel room.
There's no range of motion. It's like she should be knock out 80,000.
No, listen. When we were doing which by the way, guys, don't forget, Shawn just released. I posted the video on my Instagram and on our Facebook group. He just released some new bands. They are great, and I'm not just saying that because he's my friend. I promise, guys. And like I said, I do not get nothing from this. But they're great, and especially those are good for beginners.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
So you should have said that.
Well, yeah, and then
should have plugged that in. But bands are great for beginners, I feel. Not the really, because you in this pack you don't have like the ones that the other long ones that were more resistant. This is like good for should you want to add a little bit more intensity to your workout. Body weight with those with the bands are like great. So and he does have a promo code for us guys. So it's HERR10 and it's cypherdemics.com, right?
CYPHERDEMICS. I'm sure Rob's going to put it across.
Yeah, I'll put it right there, and I'll put it in the description too of that.
Yeah, and so check them out. Use them, guys. They're great, especially those of us who are in the challenge right now, and you're trying to figure out workouts. These are great for you just to incorporate and keep them in your gym bag.
Yeah.
If you sit in a desk, guys, if you sit at a desk all day long, put those bad boys on your ankles and just do like butterflies underneath your desk, and they will work. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be working out while sitting at your desk. There you go.
2 for 1, and this is especially good for those who, because I guess we're just assuming that everyone has a gym membership or will get one. But for one reason or another, they probably don't want
at
one.
home.
They haven't access. But these bands. So even if guys who are trying to start your fitness journey, especially if you're starting at home, then these bands, are probably the best fit. For what you're looking for, because you can pretty much do everything body weight. Add these bands, and those would be your dumbbells or your kettlebells or your barbells that you don't have, but these can serve as a resistance weight for yourself.
And some of those, if you've tried them, some of them have too much resistance to where it's like, I own one that's like that.
Oh man,
where it's like I can't even move. It's like it's been sitting in my bag. I'll just be honest with you. But yeah, so guys, check those out. He's got a promo code for us, so make sure you check them out and try them out. And then this is the last question, Shawn, because I know you got to go. It says, do you work with females with diastasis recti problems? I think I pronounced that. Diastasis, yes. And that's what I told you. I have that where it's like the separation of the muscle in the abdomen.
Right.
And it usually happens after you have a baby. Some women have it worse than others to where you could actually see it popped out.
Right.
Like you'll see little, like it looks like little aliens like this out of the stomach. It looks weird. I didn't have that, but I do have the separation.
Right.
To where I told you, like, you can put your your hand. I was
Right.
trying to show Shawn
No,
the
yeah,
other day.
I didn't want anyone.
I laid on my back, Rob, at when we were we were stretching, I think, and I said, "Listen, let me show you how." Remember I told you about the doula when she came in and she showed me. I was like, "Let me try to do it the way she showed me to feel whenever I had that big old gap, that hole." He's like, "Nah, I'm good." He's like, "I believe you." He's like, "I do not want to touch the separation of your abdomen."
Dude, I would like. I feel as if I have, just a great, like, I don't get weirded out easily. But man, think about.
I'm with you.
I am okay. I'm gonna take your word for it. Your word is golden, so I am okay. I don't need to do an assessment, fam.
I'm like, touch it. Shane's like,
Nah,
I'm
I'm
good.
okay.
He's
I'm
like,
okay.
I believe you. He's
I'm
like, I'm
okay.
all right. So do you work? I guess you do, because I'm one, but mine is not as severe. So I don't know how severe this person's is.
Yeah,
but
I work with people with all different sort of conditions. So it's kind of like it'll have to be kind of like just come in and see how extreme things are, and then we'll build a plan from there. Because I know there's certain movements that that they won't be able to do. So then obviously kind of go through a series of exercises to see on a lighter scale what they can do. Like
sometimes, guys, it's a little bit of trial and error, because
with
me, I know that I feel at that time that I can do it, and it'll be like the next day where I'll text them like, yeah, so that movement I might not be able to do again. We might have to wait like maybe till next week. But I will say, it's that movement was, I think I was only 3 months postpartum during that time.
Maybe.
And I was in pain. Like, I didn't go to him, Rob, for a week and a half.
Dang.
Pete was going by himself.
Oh yeah.
I was like hurting.
I thought Pete slaughtered soul.
Yeah. I was like, he's like, man, he goes, he wrote, he's like, everything good? I'm like, man, like, I'm still hurting.
Yeah,
I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I hurt, like, whole
him.
leg, everything was like done. I don't know what, and my cut was burning. Like, I was like, not good.
That phrase, my cut was burning.
Yeah, that
makes me uncomfortable.
Man, just a tad bit. Yeah, just a little bit.
Oh.
Well, my cut was burning. I was like, my cut is burned. I can't do it again. And then we tried it again, Rob. And this time around, it was okay. I didn't jump into the burpee. We did the walk version of it. So I was fine with it this time around. So I guess it was maybe I was too new still at 3 months. Mm-hmm. Now I'm 5 months. So maybe now it's like it's healing a little bit more each time. Right. So, I get frustrated. So I want to do everything, and I get mad when I can't do something. And
right, it's a process. Just everything.
It's really hard to accept a lot of stuff while you're working out. Yeah.
Right. Take it day by day.
Exactly.
And I know you guys want probably to have these instant goals before 2 or 3 months time. But you can't really treat it as that. You have to just treat it like this is going to be a lifestyle change, and then you're going to start to feel better before you start to look better. So let's re-fall in love with ourselves again mentally, and then let everything else just be the icing on the cake.
Okay, well, that's what I was just going to ask you. So if you could give one tip to a beginner, an intermediate, and advanced person in fitness, what would it be?
To a beginner, I mean, just show up. The key is just to show up. That's the best advice. Whether you're showing up, to meet your trainer, coach, or just showing up, for yourself, at least go.
Wait, and if you don't have a trainer, showing up is still.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Just show up for yourself. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if you're not meeting up, your professional, fitness person, then if you just showing up, be like, you know what, I'm going to go. If you tell yourself I'm going to go to the gym at this time every morning, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, or 3 times a week. You just make sure that happens. Mm-hmm. What you do when you get there, okay, that'll come, but just going is half the battle. Mm-hmm. And start slow, start doing push-ups, do a little jog, do some sit-ups that you can, build some confidence, and then keep going.
What about somebody who's been in the gym for a little while now? They've been going and they just go.
Well, you develop a goal. Okay, so now what happened? They can burn themselves out because it's especially if you're going for a while. Okay, but you don't know where you go. Like, you got to think about your goals. Like, okay, so do you want to get stronger? Do you want to maybe just lift more? As far as like more volume. You're supposed to doing 12 reps of this. You want to do 15, 20 reps of this. Do you want to compete? Do you want to do a triathlon? What do you want to do? because if you just kind of on autopilot, and some people can just maintain, like, you know, they're good with where they are. But I'm talking about for those people who kind of maybe on the fence about continuing with the gym, or maybe just fall off a little bit, then figure out a goal. You know, it could be a Tough Mudder, a Spartan race, and then hopefully that'll give you some energy to continue with the gym. And then as far as an advanced person, I mean, again, like, what are you trying to maybe help others? Maybe if you're advanced, then maybe you need to start helping others. You know, achieve the things that you've achieved. You know.
And I think for somebody who's advanced too, trying different things. Maybe if you're so good at one thing, right? Maybe challenge yourself. Your challenge should be of trying a new type of training, a new, like for me, something that I'd love to be able to I'd like to do without being negative about it is CrossFit. I just want to give y'all one try. I've tried y'all one time and I just can't seem to like y'all's workout. Like this coming in and the swinging, I just can't get into it, right? And everybody swears by it. I mean, people swear by it.
Who's everybody? I
mean,
don't know anybody that does CrossFit anymore.
Oh, I do.
Is that a thing? Yeah. No, it is definitely a community.
I mean, sure. even at the gym we attend, it's they're doing, or they're training there, I guess.
Yeah.
What is that? They're
because so
it's not legit a CrossFit, but they've got CrossFit things, right?
Apparatuses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then so like some of these gyms, the CrossFit gyms, they maybe the hours aren't right, but they're still following the CrossFit program. So it's like, I guess they'll come to our gym and they'll do CrossFit-ish activities. Yeah, which kind of gets in the way of a little bit of everything else going on sometimes. But nevertheless, definitely change it up. Like I guess it kind of goes back to the intermediate person. It's kind of like, okay, so if you're used to like killing the gym, like your regular bodybuilding style workouts or athletic style workouts, switch it up. So like if you're used to doing, like if lifting for strength, okay, let's try a more plyometric athletic workout, program for like 6, 8 weeks, 12 weeks. Let's see if you can increase, as opposed to increasing your lifts, let's increase that jump. Okay, how long can you hold a pistol squat? Can you do a pistol squat? Work on some more of those, kind of those micro muscles and stabilizer muscles, as opposed to just working on, I just want a big butt, big legs, big chest.
And I think that's what everybody goes into the gym most of the time. Like, I'm here because I never forget, guys, like literally when I first started like lifting and I was clueless about this like gym rat world, right? I didn't know like these bro phrases or whatever. And I went to go, Pete knew someone who had the supplement line, right? And then he's like, hey, so we're looking for people to come work at it was like a fitness expo, right? He's like, we're paying this amount. Would you be down? I'm like, well, I'm not doing shit. Sure. They're like, we need fit people. And I was like, all right, cool. And I liked their pre-workout. So I was like, all right, I like their stuff. It wasn't like I was going to go. And I'm sitting there talking and the guy goes, so how much can you bench press? I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. So how much can you bench press? I'm like, not a lot. I was like, the bar. That's all I said. I was like, the bar? He was like, what? I'm like, what? I didn't even understand the question. Like literally, we were going back and forth like that. I was like, he was like, what? And I was like, what? Like, what's happening here? And I remember when I was driving back, I called Pete and I was like, some guy there, he was like another brand that was there. And he asked me, how much do I bench press? And I was just like, I don't know. I said was the bar, because I was like, legit was all I could bench press was the bar. And I was like, what is that? 45 pounds? I don't know, because that's how much the bar is.
Even know the weight of it.
That's funny.
And I was like, the fact that he told me that, I thought it was hilarious. I was like, but
awkward.
It was super awkward, super, because I'm like sitting there. Oh, and I was prepping, so I had my 6-pack backpack, and I'm like eating my little meal like this before anybody came to the booth. So I'm like this, and then he's like, so how much do you bench press? And I was like,
wow, was he trying to come on to you?
You should have been like 245.
I know. You said you punk. He said with a deep voice and like stood up. Wait,
say what you just.
Sit down because you short.
Thanks, Shawn.
Stay down. My bad.
Stay down. No, don't sit up. Don't stand up.
Stand up.
That's it. Okay, so we'll have you on again, Shawn, because obviously we didn't get into like a lot of detail, because I know you have to go, and we've already been here, and it's 12. So, and I said I would only keep you for an hour. So, Tell people where they can find you.
Yeah.
1, and then 2, let them know the services that you offer, because you also have a boot camp and you also do personal training. So tell them about that as well.
Okay, yeah, sweet. So so you can find me on Cypherdemics IG. That's CYPHERDIDEMICS. Here's from one company. So Instagram, and again, it links in the description. And CypherdemicsShop.com. That's kind of where I have some merch, some Cypherdemics merch, guys. If you guys want to,
Is that where they would find the bands, or is it on the Cypher?
yeah, and that's where you will find the bands as well on
Okay.
CypherdemicsShop.com.
Okay.
So you can find those bands. Great, just use Marisol's code, and it get you hooked up. So that's where you can find me, and also on Facebook as well. As far as boot camps, man, I have some great sessions on Mondays and Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. and also on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m.
Is it every Saturday or just
Every Saturday.
Every Saturday.
Every Monday,
So Monday,
Tuesday,
Wednesday, and Saturday.
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday.
Got it.
But the Saturdays, that's where it's more open. You don't have to pay the drop in. The drop in fee is more on Mondays and Wednesdays versus Saturdays. But guys, come on Saturday. It's fun. We're in the gyms. We're at the gym. Sometimes we're at the park. And the park boot camps are phenomenal. I mean, you out there.
I think that's what we talked about us doing is when we do ours at the park, right?
Exactly. I'm so down. And then so if you guys come out to this boot camp that we're talking about, then you guys are gonna kind of see some of the some of my training style, and then that Soul has been used to for however long now she's been training with me. But yeah, so Saturdays at 9:00, just hit me up on IG or cypherdemics@gmail.com.
All right, guys. Thank you, Shawn, for being on.
Appreciate
I'll
you.
definitely have you for part 2. We usually do an exclusive episode for our patrons. So patrons, stay tuned. We'll have one for you guys next time he's back on. But he's got to go to his other job. His other 115 jobs that he has.
Seriously, gotta get it, man. I'm about that bad talk.
He needs to be on for that, guys, because he's an investor as well. So he needs to come in and talk about that as well, and how to do that, and flip houses, and because he does that. And so that'd be another good episode to have for, because there's been people who are interested on they've asked how do you get started on rentals? And so that'd be
right now at the time before interest rates they've already started to climb back up. This is the time to get it right now. There's so many ways to get funding, so many different ways, and people just don't know the information. So
there you go.
Here,
so
I'll be back.
we'll have him back on for that.
Hell yeah.
Thank you guys so much for listening. See you guys Friday.